Hey, what's going on, guys? So in this video, I'm going to talk about why you should not start an AI agency in 2026. I'm going to talk about a lot of different downfalls of this business model that a lot of people are not talking about. There is a echo chamber effect happening right now where you have all these content creators talking about how great AI agency is, and all of these guys are trying to sell you a course, and they're all trying to capitalize on the AI trend, and they're calling it the next gold mine. But when a business is trending, you have to be extra careful about who you're listening to and what motives they have, because a lot of the messaging out there that I see, they're completely minimizing the downside of an AI agency model and completely over exaggerating the upside. And why should you listen to me? I'm somebody that's been making money on the internet for the last 11 years. I also work with small businesses, but I don't do AI agency or like installing AI receptionists for businesses. I like focusing on solving the biggest problem for business owners, because when you solve the biggest problem, you also make the most money. And the biggest problem that business owners have across the board is lack of customers. So this is what I do. I do local SEO lead generation, where I rank websites at the top of Google search engine. These are websites that I own and control, and I simply sell the leads that these sites generate, because at the end of the day, most business owners aren't getting enough phone calls or leads. So if they're not getting enough phone calls, there's no need for them to even think about having an AI receptionist. Most of these business owners across the US, you'll find is that the business owner is more than happy to take the call from a customer because they just want to close as many leads as humanly possible. Anyway, I'll get more into that later in the video. My first hot take is that AI agents are overrated. There's a lot of content creators out there talking about how there's different agents that you can implement into your business, and they'll replace your receptionist, your marketing team, your cold email outreach. They're making it sound like AI agents can replace all these different roles. And this is just not true. And I know this because I also run a big business, not just working with small businesses, but I also have a coaching program. You can find more info at epay.com. And I've been running this business for over 7-8 years. I have team of 20 people that work for me. And sure, we have implemented certain AI automation, but this notion that AI agents can magically replace all the different roles that I have in my company is just so far from reality. I mean, trust me when I say I've looked into and researched a lot of different use cases of AI agents. The general feeling you will get is that there's certain things that agents can do, but in most cases, it's not that different than what we had previously, which is connecting different softwares and CRMs together using API. We've been creating automations like this for a very long time, and I just don't think a lot of it is overhyped, using AI as the trending word. And I think this is why a lot of people are putting attention on this AI craze. I just think it's a little bit overhyped. AI really isn't like an intelligent human. It can't solve problems on its own. It can only be a cog in an automation sequence, which we've done plenty of times before with things like Zapier and APIs. So when a business is trending like this, we've seen it time again with things like dropshipping and Amazon FBA. What happened to those business models? That not too many people are talking about it. It has become extremely saturated. Most people have now moved on to new things, and like AI agency is the next new thing. But always remember, real business is about longevity. My business of lead generation, I've been doing it for over 11 years. Not too many online businesses, you can say the same thing. There's not that many online businesses that has that level of longevity. Now, I'm not saying AI agency doesn't work, but there are pitfalls, and most people are not talking about them. I'm going to keep going into those. And with full transparency, I do have a lead generation coaching program. I fully believe that it is a much better business model, but keep watching, because if you're somebody that's already doing AI agency and you got some clients, I'm telling you guys right now, if you added lead generation along with your AI agency business model, you would become much more profitable. So I'm not totally hating on AI agency, but I'm just going to give you my reason personally as to why I wouldn't do AI agency, and I'll explain why. So one of the biggest content creator for AI agency is this guy, Nick Sararev. I've watched a bunch of his content on Instagram. It keeps popping up. He has one of the biggest community on School. It's called Maker School. And there are definitely positive reviews out there, but I just want to read this more not so positive review on Reddit. It says here, Nick Sararev is running nothing but AI gold rush with Maker School. The whole thing is just a race to the bottom freelancing course. It's basically Upwork 101, not some agency building system. It says here, his big advice: go post in random communities and apply for $200 gigs on Upwork. That's it. That's his underground technique. He brags about making $72K with his automation agency, but the stuff he teaches wouldn't get anyone near that. It's smoke and mirrors. So here's what I mean, like just implementing automation to a business. First of all, it's a lot of work. You actually need a lot of technical abilities because every business is different. Even if you were to automate email responses and maybe automated content on their social media channels and whatnot, it requires a lot of manual time on your hands. So this business model right away is not so attractive for me because it's difficult to scale that kind of business. And second of all, the biggest issue I have with AI agency is that you don't have a moat. A moat is a protected barrier in your business. When you implement implement these kind of things, or even an AI receptionist into a business, first of all, you're not making that much money. And I've had a friend that had just a couple clients, but he was charging that business like $1,000 a month. The cost of having that AI receptionist is around $500 because it's not free to have the agents answer these calls. And so his profit margin is only about $500. And you can't really justify charging any more than $1,000. He might have even been charging $800 and his profit might have been $300. The reason for that is because the pitch is to convince a business owner that this AI agent will replace your receptionist so you'll save money. First of all, I don't ever like owning a business where my whole pitch is to try to save you money. In my lead generation business, I'm here to make you more money. When you're approaching a business owner with saving money kind of mentality, who's to say that he's not going to start thinking that way about you? When AI receptionist becomes more of like a mainstream thing and it becomes cheaper, he could easily just get the AI receptionist himself and just fire you at any time. So that's why I mean there's no protection, there's no moat. Second of all, you can't charge any more than $1,000 because he could hire a real human to answer those calls for $2,000 a month top. And that human is going to do much better job converting customers than an AI agent. And I know this because I have hundreds of these local lead generation sites that I've ranked, and it's generating phone calls every day. And here is the dashboard where I'm tracking every call that these sites generate. So I can eavesdrop and listen in on any of these calls that come in. We can listen to one real quick.
Hi, thank you for contacting Center Website Custom Cabinets. My name is Tracy. Hoping I answer you.
Hi, Tracy. I have a kitchen drawer that needs a new backplate put on. Could I bring it by?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Okay, so I can listen into the calls that are coming in by the customers that I'm generating. And sometimes these customers have very specific questions. And oftentimes they'll even ask, hey, are you the owner? You know, if they're talking to the owner. Again, my client is using a real human to answer the calls, but some of my clients, the owner is actually picking up the phones. And nothing replaces that human contact. Just through my experience, customers don't even like it when the call gets rerouted to like an offshore call center. They can pick up on that right away and it severely hurts your conversion. So although I have clients that I can easily try to pitch AI receptionists, I don't even want to implement them for my clients because I get paid commission on every lead that I generate. And I know for a fact an AI receptionist is going to hurt our conversions. Just to explain a little bit about what I do, every time I generate a lead, it is tracked. My dashboard and my software API connects into my client's CRM. This is their go high level. As you can see, this was a $21,000 drywall job. This was a $37,000 drop ceiling job. So each of these jobs that gets closed, I get paid commission. So my income is tied to my client's performance, which is why I don't want AI agents answering their call. The beautiful thing is though, once I rank my websites to the top of Google, I can just leave them alone and they'll keep generating leads for me. And I'm going to earn commission on all the jobs that they close off of my leads. I get paid commission on autopilot. The solution I have for business owner is that I'm not here to save you money. I'm here to scale your business and make you more money because I got the skills to generate more leads, more customers, because I know how to dominate Google's rankings. I've taken companies from doing like 700,000 a year to like 5 million a year. So I am so much more irreplaceable than AI agency that just a simple agent that saved a company for $1,000 a month. Because again, most companies don't have an automation or a tech problem. They have a lead generation problem. And that's another issue with AI agency. It's pretty difficult to go prospecting and go land clients. Those cold outreach techniques get saturated very quick. It's very easy for all these people trying to start that AI agency to run scripts to scrape all these different business owners' emails or even run automation in LinkedIn and cold outreach these business owners with an AI agency pitch. Not to mention there's a lot of churn and burn in this AI agency business because business owners all the time aren't fully convinced that they need all these different automations. So you might have spent all this time and effort setting up this automation, but they can cancel on you in 3 months. So then you have to go back out and cold outreach again and try to find new clients. So then you're creating an ecosystem where all these wannabe AI agency owners are constantly outreaching to business owners with the same type of pitch. Whereas when I land clients with a local lead generation business, my pitch is completely different. I build and rank my sites first at the top of Google, start generating free leads, and I'll just start sending free customers to a business. And using my tracking phone number software, every time I generate a call for a business owner, it'll attach a whisper message at the beginning of the call. So when the business owner picks up the phone and that lead came from my phone number, right before the customer starts talking, it'll say, this lead was sent to you by ePay. And then I'll just send them a few leads in 2 to 3 days. By the time I reach out to that business owner and I introduce myself, that business owner has already been hearing my name, already been closing real customers. And so he is already extremely excited to speak with me. This is how you build a real business. You actually create something of value first in the marketplace and you have a product that sells itself that business owners desperately need, which are leads, not some automation that you have to try to convince a business owner that they might need. Check out this Reddit thread here. 70% of agencies struggle with client acquisition in the first 3 years and 50% don't make it past year 5. See, the agency agency model is more like you're so desperate for money that you're doing these tactics and try to pitch different gadgets and different tools and AI, and you're begging business owners for money. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, especially if you're somebody that's broke and you're really, really hungry for money. I get it. But understand that these types of business models means that there's plenty of other people that can offer that same thing to that same business owner. So there's a lot of churn and burn in the agency business, especially AI, because it's so much more easily duplicatable. Whereas if you actually build something of value in the marketplace, like I do in my business, which is actually taking the time to build and rank these sites, and it doesn't take forever. We're talking in 3 to 4 months if you know what you're doing with SEO. But now you took the time to build something of value. It's already generating traffic and leads. Now, because I took the time that most people are not willing to do because most people are too desperate for money, I have something tangible that I can offer to a business owner right from the first conversation. And when you approach business owners in that way, they respect you and they treat you completely different. When I talk to potential new clients, they're almost qualifying themselves to me that they should work with me because they know that I own the website. I control who I send the leads to. I can easily send my leads to their competitor. So the mindset is completely different. I'm not begging the business owner to work with me. I'm picking and choosing the best business owner that I should work with. And because I own the website, it's like real estate. The path to financial wealth is owning income producing asset. This is how I have clients for over 10 years still paying me to this day for a website that I only put maybe 10, 15 hours into 10 years ago, still ranked at the top of Google, generating leads each and every month. And my client pays me like clockwork. With an agency model, you're constantly having to talk to clients to making sure they're happy. And you're constantly worried that they might stop paying you at any time. Whereas my clients have to keep paying me. If they don't, while I still own the asset and the website and the phone number, I can easily start forwarding the call to their competitor and start getting paid again. So with that being said, if you're somebody that has already kind of committed to the AI agency model, I think there's still ways you can make money with it. I just don't see it as a very long-term business model. I would highly suggest that you take a look at what I'm doing to combine the AI agency model with lead generation, because most business owners that you're going to be talking to in the AI agency model, they're all going to be interested in getting more leads. So you might as well have the biggest thing that business owners want in your arsenal. And then if you're somebody just on the fence about AI agency as a business model that you can use to quit your 9 to 5, I strongly suggest you look into local lead generation, because if you want to quit your 9 to 5, you need a reliable source of income that you're not having to stress about and worry about. That's long term. That reliable income where you can actually quit your 9 to 5 and feel good about it is only gonna come if you own assets that you own and control. If you're running an agency model, you're still working for your clients that can fire you at any time, and these clients are much more cutthroat than your current employer. So then you are on a hamster wheel of constantly out there trying to find new clients, because some of your clients are going to begin to fall off. So then what happens is you're on like a hamster wheel situation, which is what you call churn and burn, which you can only do for so long before you start getting burnt out. It's a decent business model if you're desperate for money and you need money today, but you also should allow some of your time in learning a skill set that actually creates long-term stable income. And that, in my 11 years of doing different online businesses, I've found nothing more consistent than building local lead generation websites. And these days in 2026, I'm highly focused on generating leads for home construction niches like drywall, roofing, concrete, wood flooring, niches where you can generate jobs that are $5,000, $20,000, $30,000, and I get paid commission on every single one of those. So if you want more information, a business model that actually have produced consistent passive income for me over the last 10 years, then click on the link in the description and I will go much more in detail for you.